Welcome to episode 2 of Planet Formation, in my Planet Formation series. Now I want you to think back to episode 1, specifically the end of episode 1, where we talked about how a star forms in the middle of a system, and a disk forms around that star. Now this disk is made up of particles, dust, and molecules that all rotate around the star. Now keep that in your mind, because that's very important for planet formation. But I also want to remind you of another thing that we discussed in episode 1. We discussed that materials and elements closer into the star are something that we call more refractory. This means that they have a higher melting point, and they don't vaporize as easily as other elements. This is important for determining the composition of planets in other systems. We'll talk more about these elements in episode 3 of this series, but now, to get back to planet formation. Remember how I told you to remember the disk that was rotating around the star? Well, this disk is rotating incredibly fast around the star, and it's filled with dust particles and molecules and elements. Now, I know what you're thinking, why does this matter? Why does it matter that this disk around the star is filled with dust? Well, these are the building blocks of a planet. So as these molecules go around the disk, some collide with each other. And when this happens, they gain mass. And as they gain mass, they also gain gravity. So these molecules continue to go around the disk, but as they gain gravity, they're pulling more mass into them, only making the object more attractive of mass. So this is important to understand when it comes to the concept of drag. Now, when these planets gain mass, they slow down, but the molecules behind them keep going at the same rate. So as these slow down, molecules behind them are catching up and forming with this planet, only gaining more mass. So this planet is going around the disk, gaining mass and gaining more gravity until it just can't anymore. And that is how a planet is formed. It's important to understand that so we can understand how our solar system was formed, but not only our solar system, but also other systems in the universe, so that we can determine a planet that we could possibly live on one day when the Earth has died. We'll talk more about what planets are made of in the next video.